All right, Texas MileSplit here. We are at the Gulf Coast Scholastic Coaches Association Coaches Clinic, and we have Carl Lewis, one of the speakers today. Carl, talk to us today. You talk to kids, you teach, you train kids a lot.
Right.
Today you talk to coaches. What was your message, and then why were you teaching that today?
Well, the biggest thing, the message is the coaches are the ones that really dictate and also guide these young athletes. My parents were club coaches, high school coaches, and so I came up through that system, and so I really have a strong affinity for working with coaches and the relationship that they have with the young people. But the biggest thing is know the facts, because right now there's a lot of noise out here in the track world, and people are trying to do all these new things, but the reality is that physics and technology and all this, they don't change. The basics stay the same. We just want to make sure that they have an idea of how to be their best. On that, that's why I did like the perfect method, because I want to teach people to understand it's not just about who's fast or who's good. It's really about teaching you to be the absolute best you can be.
All right, and you talked a lot about relays. What was the point of teaching them what you were trying to teach today, and where that falls into the grand scheme of the future?
Well, the relay is something that I've always loved. I mean, I had fortunately had a lot of success at the collegiate level, international level in the relays, and now the University of Houston has been the best relay team over the last 2 years in the country. And the biggest thing is that focus on the baton, not on the legs. Because once you realize we want the baton to get to a certain speed and then stay there, then you adjust the legs and then create a system that everyone understands. And then once they understand that system, it can be interchangeable if it has to be.
All right, and trying to get them to do that at this level, how does that affect or help the collegiate level and then the pro ranks when we're talking about Olympics and world championships?
Well, the great thing about working with high school coaches is that good high school coaches and smart high school coaches make good and smart high school athletes who go on and take that knowledge into the next level. If we have to teach kids a brand new system almost all the time when they get here, but it'd be great if they understood that. And then if they go to the international level, maybe there's a coach that doesn't know the right type of system if we don't have it. We've had success this year, much better, but over the years we had terrible success at the world-class level because we just didn't have the system that worked. So if they understand young, then they can help dictate it all the way through if there is someone that doesn't understand what they're supposed to do.
All right, and very well said. But the Gulf Coaches Scholastic Association, there are lots of coach associations out there, but when they do things like they do, scholarships, they have clinics for coaches teaching, I guess, information sharing. How important is that in the coaching world as far as advancing the sport of track and field and cross country?
Well, for me, it's tremendous. The reality is that track and field is an Olympic sport, but it's also, in a lot of people's minds, a secondary sport. And I think the organizations that come together, the associations that come together to help support them, whether through scholarships, through knowledge, through information, is tremendous. It makes our sport better. We need to put all hands on deck to increase track and field. I think that at the top level, we don't do enough to help promote it and to build it. You know, we shouldn't just accept the fact that our stands are empty because high school meets, they're full a lot of times. What we should do is we should try to teach people that this is a professional sport. We need to act like it at every level. And when you have these organizations that support these high school coaches, when a lot of times, you know, it's a secondary sport in the school's mind, it's really helpful. And I think that we should all try to do something. You know, whether my coaching here at the University of Houston with an emphasis on recruiting kids from the greater Houston area, because the vast majority of my people are from here, or it's through Perfect Method we're doing, where any coach can go up, sign up for free, and get knowledge and information about it. Anything that we can all do, we can do. My goal is helping organizations like this to make sure that every coach on earth has a chance to know everything that we know, because then we'll have better athletes and it's better for all of us.
All right, and one more question before I let you go. In your post-athletic career, you're a coach now, you're a recruiter, you have the perfect method. Where are you, and you just mentioned in there that you're a middle-aged man. Where are you in your life right now? How are you enjoying life, and how's it playing out for you now, you know, post-athletic career?
I tell you, it's really interesting. I'm 56 now. I don't know when and how that happened, but here we are. I'm a grandparent. I have a grandbaby daughter named Sapphire, and of course I have a son, Bakim, and I'm doing what I want to do. You know, when I was young, in high school, I worked hard. I spent extra time. I missed a lot of the parties. I didn't hang out. I didn't smoke. I didn't drink. I didn't do all of that stuff. And you know, people used to always say, "Oh gosh, you're such a nerd." Well, I was a nerd. And I always tell kids, look, I used to miss a lot of the parties, but now I'm the one that gives them. So, you know, you're going to be old a lot longer than you're going to be young. So if you put in the time young, then you can enjoy your age. I'm having the time of my life. I do exactly what I want to do at this page because I have the opportunity to do it. I live right in the neighborhood near the university, in an old home I'm remodeling. So I'm in a great place in my own life right now because I can do the things that I wanted to do because I worked hard when I was young to give me the opportunity to do it.
Awesome. Well, it's great seeing you once again. I found out today you're a self-proclaimed middle-aged man and a self-proclaimed nerd. Just more personal facts about Carl Lewis, but look forward to seeing you next week at their own invitational right here, right?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And love politics, so you know it's been great for me the last couple of years.
Oh, that's going to last a little bit longer.
See you next week.
All right, see you.